Hi there, welcome to I Alone Fly Tarot. I'm going to do a tarot card reading for Cancer energy, and we're going to continue with the 10 card spread, and we're going to read it from a couple different perspectives because not everybody harnesses high vibe Cancer energy. High vibe Cancer energy is people who've learned a lot of lessons in life, that it's about love, just and fair, and it's not about indulging ourselves in poor behavior or other people in poor behavior. It's about having hope and faith and belief in your dreams, tempering your more worldly, egoic nature, being authentic, being loving, being just, being fair, and some people haven't learned those lessons in life yet. And, we can all get caught up in the world. We can all think these other things are the things that are going to make us happy. We haven't realized we need to heal or grow or mature ourselves. So, what do people love? Do they love themselves more than they want to work cooperatively with other people? It's more about themselves. Do they love these things of the world more than they love being in loving relationships? Some people don't want to do love because they can get hurt. So, the overarching reason for the reading is the King of Pentacles, and I view that as Capricorn energy. Shadowy Capricorn energy is represented by the devil. Have we freed ourselves from our more immature worldly nature? Have we learned lessons in life? Are we who we say we are? Everybody, the masculine energies can represent how we present ourselves in the world, but we can all present ourselves in the world any way we want. People can have money, people can have power, they can be attractive, they can have social clout. Some people try to present themselves as a much more emotionally stable, grounded, mature person than they are. They have these things of the world, but they really might not be very loving, be just and fair, be emotionally stable or grounded, but they can look that way. People who harness high vibe Cancer energy, which we all can tap into, are really who they say they are. They are emotionally stable, grounded, mature, loving people who are not operating from pride and ego and fear and insecurity and codependency and trying to manipulate and control people. But some people are, and we have to use our intuition and learn these life lessons to be able to tell the difference. So what's going on in Cancer energy? We start out with the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. High vibe people, their philosophy of life is to be independent of their more immature nature and their more worldly nature, to listen to their intuition, to stand up for themselves and what they believe in, to be more authentically themselves in the High Priestess and the Seven of Wands, and to align with their more hopeful, believing, emotionally mature, loving nature. We all have free will. We all have a dualistic nature. We all have our more worldly, immature, I want what I want nature. I want these things. I don't want to put in work and effort. I don't want to heal and grow and mature myself. That's our shadowy nature. And then we have our more hopeful, believing, loving nature. Some people have become independent of their more worldly nature. They listen to their intuition. They're authentic. They're loving. They're warm. They're encouraging. They're supportive, loving. And they want to be in relationships, if they're not already, with other people who are on that same page. In the Eight of Cups, the people in their life that are on that same page as them, those are people that they can have this emotionally fulfilling relationship with. And the people who might turn their back to listening to their intuition, who might want to make their life more about indulging their more immature worldly nature, hiding that they're more about their worldly egoic nature, who want to be in relationships with people more because of ego and image or money, or get in a relationship with someone who will indulge them in their poor behavior. The high vibe people know that those aren't people they want to invest in. And they're becoming independent of the people in their life who might be more caught up in the world, caught up in themselves, caught up in indulgence, want to be indulged in relationships, willing to indulge other people in relationships in order to get those things of the world in their more codependent energy. Because the high vibe people want to be happy with people who are authentic and have hope and faith and belief and love. And there's some more worldly, shadowy people that could be attracted to the high vibe people. They might even communicate with those people. When we're kind of in our more shadowy energy, our ego and our fear and our lust and our greed and things like that can kind of cloud our judgment. We're not quite seeing things clearly. And there might be some people right now who think, I'd like to invest in indulging myself in some high vibe people who are loving and nurturing and supportive and encouraging, who don't act in prideful, egotistical, defensive, manipulative ways of being. They might think some of the high vibe people are defensive to love. And, oh, I can go indulge in a relationship with them because they're maybe defensive to getting in a relationship with someone. Well, they might be being defensive to getting in a relationship with someone because they just don't want to get in a relationship with just anyone. And as they communicate with some high vibe people, the high vibe people are going to stand up for themselves. They're going to be in high vibe Leo energy. They're going to be authentic. They're going to be truthful. They're going to be inspiring and communicate that I'm looking for someone who wants to move forward with me in an emotionally mature, stable, grounded, loving relationship with people who are independent of the past, independent of their more worldly, egoic nature, who want to do love. And some of those people will be like, oh, what? You want to do that? Well, no, I didn't want to do that. I kind of operate from my ego and my defensive nature. Some people have already communicated. You know, the high vibe people, whatever, there could have been some communication, because the wands can talk about communication. The pentacles can talk about bringing something into the 3D world. The King of Pentacles can be making an offer to people, communicating with people. You know, we have all sorts of different people in our life that we communicate with, some of them regularly, some of them not so regularly. Some high vibe people could have communicated to people in their life, you know what, I've done some of this inner work to get clear about what drives and motivates me. And this is how I'm moving forward. Are you on the same page as me? Do you want to move forward with me in this way? And some of those people were defensive to it, because it would require them to quit aligning in their free will choice. I can either do this or I can do that. What foundation do I operate my life from? And some people are like, oh, no. I'm not moving forward with you because you're aligned with your more loving nature, and I'm aligned in my King of Pentacles nature with my more worldly view of life. It's more about indulging in these things of the world and operating from my ego. And initially, when some high vibe people communicate with people, and those people could initially communicate with them, but then they're defensive to working together with you, like cooperatively in a relationship. And for a while, you know, the Eight of Cups walks away from the Seven of Cups. You know, you were kind of thinking somebody would want to be in a deep, meaningful relationship with you. And then it can be confusing as to why they're not moving forward with you that way. And that's when we do this work to think about what drives and motivates people. If they were motivated and inspired to be more independent, if they weren't in another relationship, you know, if they were on the same page as me, they maybe would move forward with me in that way. But maybe they were hiding that they do operate from their more defensive or worldly nature, and they don't want to be in a relationship that would require them to maybe be more emotionally grounded or stable or mature, because they'd have to become independent of harnessing these energies in a more worldly way. Taurus, Pisces, Sagittarius, Leo, Cancer, Pisces. If their truth is, I'm kind of more about me or the world, or I'm already in a loving relationship, well, then I'm not going to move forward with you. And high vibe people, it's like, the truth sets us free. Okay, from the Nine of Cups down to the Eight of Cups, I can't have a new beginning with you. Okay, then if you're happy being independent of me, you're happy being in a relationship with someone else, okay, well, I'm not going to give up my dreams. My dreams aren't codependent on a certain person being in my life. I know my worth and value, and I want to be happy. I will work with the people who are working together with me in my life, and I will keep meeting new people in my life to see if I'm single, looking for a romantic relationship, to find the people who are on the same page as me. And while high vibe people are moving forward doing that, the people that are more aligned with their worldly nature and don't want to become independent of that way of viewing life, those people might go indulging themselves in the world, in things of the world that they think will make them happy, or other relationships. And I think a lot of people try to present themselves as being high vibe, like, oh no, I'm not defensive, I'm not egotistical, I'm not immature, I'm not all about myself, I'm a hopeful, believing, loving person. But then they get in the next relationship and they hide that they're defensive. It's kind of like to be in a relationship and indulge in a relationship until the people that they're in a relationship with want the relationship like to go to the next phase of life, become independent of the past and these old ways of doing things, to come together in a long-term relationship. And if these people again are defensive, they're going to have some people probably walk away from them, because apparently you're happy being single or indulging yourself in things of the world, and maybe you don't have that hopeful, believing spirit and love. Let's get some of the Intuit cards out to go with this story to see what they want to add to it. There could be a Taurus right now that wants to, or someone in their Taurus energy, which can just be, I want to be in a job or a relationship. High vibe or low vibe, those people could be considering what would bring them emotional fulfillment. If they're in relationships with people right now that they feel will be emotionally fulfilling to them, they'll keep defending that relationship. If they've been defending that relationship and the people they're in a relationship with are defensive to like taking the relationship to the next level, then they might walk away from it, because they're considering, the Seven of Pentacles is considering what next you want to put work and effort into. Do you want to put work and effort into the same job, same friendship, same romantic relationship? Are the people moving forward with you, if you're high vibe, are they kind of know how to fill their own cup? Are they inspired to listen to their intuition and be authentic, to do love? If so, I'll keep staying in a relationship with them. If I like to be indulged in a relationship and the people in my life seem to be willing to indulge me in a relationship and that's what I want, then I'll keep moving forward with those people. If I like to be indulged, but the people I'm in a relationship with are kind of defensive to continuing to indulge me and they want me to grow up and mature myself, then I might walk away from them. We have fear of death, which can be fear of change, friendship, community, practice. By walking your life's journey, you are dismantling false belief systems and prejudice. So we come in contact with all these different people in the world to try to help us get clear about what our truth is and what our truth isn't. And the reason those cards came out is because allowing people their own path is a powerful way to show incredible, unconditional love. There are some people that are defensive to change. You know, the death card can be about transformation. Some people are defensive of walking away from some of their fears or insecurities, their defensive nature, their more materialistic view of life. Some people, like I say, there is people in high vibe people in their life that they could feel it would be an emotionally fulfilling relationship and they're inspired by those people. They could be attracted to those people. But in order to move forward with those people that way, they would have to detach from aligning with their more worldly nature and their prejudice in the fact that they're defensive to change. And we just need to see the truth about that with different people in our life. Who still has, just who's more motivated by the things of the world than truth and love. Not everybody wants to do love. You can get hurt doing love. You have to let your more hopeful, believing nature out to play in the world. And some people are defensive to doing that. They'd rather be in a relationship where it is more, people stay in the relationship because of the ego and the image of it. And they're sure that making their life about those things will make them happy. And some other people have already made their life about those things and they realize those things don't make them happy. It's a balance, you know, to move forward in life in an emotionally balanced, like victorious way is in moderation. Yes, I want some of these things of the world, but I also have my emotional nature and my spiritual nature and my truth. And if the truth is I'm motivated and inspired by love, I'm not willing to give those things up just to have those things of the world, but other people are because they don't value love. Isn't that important? Especially if they think, well, I can get hurt doing that, so why would I want to do that anyway? I don't even want to take the risk. I'd have to maybe get out of my defensive nature, and that's difficult, that's challenging. And so, you know, when we're ready to move forward in life differently, we will move forward in life differently. So let's go see what's coming up for people who harness some high vibe Cancer energy that they might not see coming up. Oh, well, I was holding my deck upside down, but it all serves a purpose. We have the King of Wands in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, the Ten of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Ace of Pentacles, all in reverse. And the reason is because of the Devil in reverse. We all could have harnessed these energies in a more worldly way. We all grow up in the world. We're kind of motivated and inspired by these things of the world, the King of Wands and the Two of Pentacles. You know, we've all got to learn these lessons. We're kind of juggling, trying to figure out what our truth is. You know, we go pursue these things that will make us happy, and then we realize that didn't work out the way I thought. And, you know, a lot of times we can keep repeating that same pattern over and over until we see the truth of it. That maybe I'm going about this in the wrong way. Maybe I'm taking action to get in relationships because I'm not willing to be more bold and brave and confident in my life and face my fears and take the lessons that I've learned to move forward. And we can all repeat that pattern over and over, and we might know some people right now that are kind of repeating a pattern of that. But some high vibe people are done repeating that pattern. I've been there. I've done that. I've seen the truth. I don't want to keep being in relationships with people who I might be attracted to, who, by worldly standards, the devil could represent those things of the world. It would look like I have all these things of the world, but if I'm in a relationship with someone who can't decide if they really want to do love or not, or if it's more about themselves, who isn't willing to go on an adventure of, shedding old layers of their ways of being to give birth to new ways of being, that would be the death card. Periodically throughout my life, I detach from old ways of being and I align with having this hope and faith and belief, and it might take me some time to learn the lesson, but eventually I don't want to keep repeating that past pattern. I want to go on this new adventure. I want to live life differently than I've lived it in the past, because it might look good by worldly standards, but I didn't feel it was authentic or loving or warm or encouraging. It was all about these things of the world. And the high vibe people are kind of done with that. And if they know some people in their life that are still living their life like that, they're letting them go. If you are still inspired and like to indulge more in your being defensive nature, being maybe more about yourself, indulging in these things of the world, making your life more about the ego and the image or the status or the money, then I'm going to become independent of you, because we're not on the same page. What's coming up for some people that are harnessing a more worldly, shadowy... Oops, I'm going to turn my deck upside right. What's coming up for some people who harness a more worldly, shadowy Cancer energy, which can be people using their emotions more manipulatively in a relationship? We have the Death card. Because of the Page of Cups, which is the card here at the end of the reading. If people are defensive of listening to their intuition and kind of walking away from some of their fears or their insecurities or these illusions they have about relationships, like, I don't really have to be loving, I just have to create the illusion that I'm loving. I really just kind of want to indulge myself in a relationship for how it benefits me. Well, eventually they're going to have high vibe people that are going to put an end to being in a relationship with them. The Page of Cups is like, I wish you peace. I've been in a relationship with you. I've been trying to encourage you to listen to your intuition about why you're defensive to love and why you're defensive of being more independent in the world, and maybe try to get you to see how you juggle really investing in a relationship. And eventually I see the truth, and when we're willing to see the truth is when we see the truth, and that's when we quit from the Nine of Cups down to the Eight of Cups, letting go of that Ace of Cups. I'm not going to keep investing in trying to be in a relationship with you. I wish you peace, but I'm leaving. And if you want to keep making your life where you don't listen to your intuition, because we all have our intuition tells us you're being stubborn, you're being prideful, you're being bossy, you're being controlling, you're being immature, you're wanting to be indulged, you're kind of acting in immature ways, you're trying, you're either being truthful and honest and just and fair in a relationship, or you try to create the illusion that's who you are, and you're really trying to manipulate people. Probably because you're kind of defensive to love, or getting out of your ego to admit that maybe I do have some healing or growing or maturing to do, but I don't want to see the truth of it. And eventually other people are like, I'm done. If I'm being authentic and genuine and you kind of let your ego nature be in a relationship with me, you're more defensive, self-protective, it's more about me than being authentic and loving, and inspired by love with me, then I'm tired of being in a relationship with you. And for some people are doing that now, and some of those people are shocked. Can't believe that they would leave. Because some of the more worldly, shadowy people could know that the people in their life love them. But it's kind of like trying to use the love that someone has for them to keep manipulating them in a relationship. I want to be defensive. I want you to keep being loving and nurturing and warm and encouraging. That's how I want to move forward in this relationship. And eventually the high vibe people are like, I want to be in a relationship with someone who's loving and nurturing and warm in return. And that's not you. Because you're happy aligning with your more worldly, egoic, defensive nature. So I'm going to let you go find someone else to go get in a relationship with, and I'm leaving. And I'm going to go communicate to the people in the world who my intuition tells me are aligned with their more hopeful, believing nature. The Seven of Wands Leo energy, we're either harnessing high vibe Leo energy, where we're authentic and we're warm and nurturing and loving, or we're operating from our more worldly, egoic nature, kind of a little defensive, and maybe a little bit more about ourselves. And the other high vibe people are going to communicate to other people in their life who they think are on the same page as them. And let them know from the 9 down to the 8, I'm no longer investing in aligning with my more worldly, indulgent nature, and I'm no longer taking Ace of Wands action towards the people in my life who wanted me to live my life like that, because then I'd stay in a relationship with them. I'm done investing in that. I am being truthful and honest and authentic. I want to work on a relationship with you and move forward with you because I think that would be an emotionally fulfilling relationship. I was caught up. I either had illusions about people and I wasn't seeing the truth of who they were, but when one person is holding the one pentacle in high vibe, it means that they did this work within themselves to see the truth, to work through the illusion and the emotional confusion. Who really is someone who's loving and nurturing and encouraging, wants me to heal and grow to my full potential, and who kind of wants me to stay more in my defensive, egoic nature, because then I'll keep staying in relationship with them, living life the way they do, but I will never, kind of grow to my full potential because they're not. They're continuing to repeat an old pattern of way of viewing life, and they want me to keep moving forward, living life like that too, where there's maybe nothing new to learn there. It's time to go to the next phase of life. Take the lessons we've learned. It's really just kind of more about indulging ourselves because we're defensive of change. And as some people move forward in their life, the people that are more about wanting to be in relationships, maybe because they think it says something about their worth or value, maybe makes them feel, I don't know, just want to indulge in a relationship sexually maybe with someone, want someone to indulge them in their ego, those people could go communicate with someone who they think is kind of on the same page as them. Do you operate more from your ego? Are you defensive to love? Do you want to be in a relationship more to indulge ourselves in ego and image and the things of the world? Perfect. Let's get in a relationship. Let's go indulge ourselves. Because neither of us have become independent of our more worldly ego nature to have more hope and faith and belief in love. We're kind of emotionally immature. Let's be in a relationship for that. And that could be another thing that they don't see coming. That there's other people who might come towards them and want to be in a relationship with them because they are on the same page as them. Now, when they get in a relationship with people who are more like them, it will be different than being in a relationship with someone who's more tempered in their ego, immature nature, maybe someone else who's kind of likes to be indulged, kind of immature, kind of defensive, a little bit more about themselves, might like to try to manipulate people. That's a different type of relationship. And then they might find out what it's like to be in a relationship with someone like themselves. But if by worldly standards it looks like victorious and successful, they might be willing to keep moving forward in that relationship because some of them just don't like to be single. Some of them it is, I'm just trying to find someone who doesn't want me to be more independent. I don't like being independent from the world or these things. I like making my life about these things. I need to find someone else who likes to make their life about those things. And that can be like dead energy in the death card. And it maybe won't be because of love. It can be more, I want to be in a relationship. I want to be married. I want to indulge myself in a relationship. I'm immature. I don't want to put an end to my more immature nature. I need to find someone else who wants to be in a relationship, who wants to indulge in a relationship, who also might be defensive, who wants to be in a relationship more because of the status or the ego or the image or fear or insecurity. Let's move forward in a relationship because neither one of us want to become independent from living our life that way. And they're going to repeat this old pattern maybe forever. There's nothing new to learn there. Different people, different faces, but they haven't grown or healed or matured themselves in any way. And they might get in relationships with other people that live life like they do, and they have no interest in growing or healing or maturing themselves either. And then it's a just and fair relationship. High vibe people want to be in a relationship with people who are no longer inspired as much by the things of the world as they are inspired to live their authentic life. Love makes it all worthwhile. I am not going to stay in a relationship where it's not truthful and authentic and loving just because I want to be in a relationship or just because of these things of the world. I want the best of both worlds. I want these things of the world, but I also want to be in emotionally fulfilling, inspiring, authentic, emotionally mature, loving relationships where people respect that each person is their own individual. I'm not supposed to try to manipulate and control them. They are not supposed to try to manipulate and control me. We offer people love and encouragement to grow to their full potential because we love them. Not because we want someone to indulge ourselves in a relationship, and it's more about us and our wants and needs and lust and greed and pride and ego. And some of the people who do make their life more about those things could get themselves in a relationship that is more emotionally shallow and superficial, is what shadowy Scorpio can be about. And some of them could kind of want to end the relationship, but they might move forward with it because they are so tempted by these things of the world that they have being in the relationship. Well, I got a partner to be in a relationship with. If I'm not in a relationship with them, I'd be single and I have to go find someone else to be in a relationship with. So even if it is emotionally shallow and superficial and it's not based on love, I'll stay in it anyway because I'm defensive to walking away from it and knowing my worth and value and believing in myself and feeling stable and grounded within myself. So I'll just stay in it anyway. So there you go, Cancer energy. I wish you peace, love, and joy, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.